Well, you did kind of lose this last round by virtue of not having one.
What does that mean?
It means he didn't win the last round. Yeah, you defaulted.
In which case, you've defaulted on as many as I have. Actually, you've defaulted on more than I have, probably.
So, hello everyone and welcome to Party Patrol. We're in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah. That's how we do it.
This is how we do it. Okay.
So what conversations can we talk about this week that we've already had?
I don't know. I don't talk to y'all. I would never talk to y'all. It makes sense.
Well, last week you had stuff you wanted to talk to Tim about. Because you had talked to Kristin about it, and there was other stuff you wanted to talk to Tim about it, so you talked to me about it.
Actually, with both of those things, I had talked to both of you about it. I just only hadn't talked to Tim about it, and then Tim wasn't there, so I just told y'all the same stories again.
Now Tim's here.
And now Tim's here.
Yay!
Alright, so what do you want to talk about?
Have you ever heard about Hangman?
No, we're not doing that again.
And have you ever heard of Tag?
With or without pool noodles?
I mean, without. Although I guess that's just pool tag, right? Like, I don't think you could use pool noodles like regular tag.
You
No.
could absolutely use pool noodles in regular tag.
I mean, you could, but it would be weird. Not weird so much as, like, tag isn't a game that you're supposed to bring other things to.
Yeah. I mean, tag is specifically a game that requires nothing else. Like, if you're adding other things in, it's not tag anymore.
Yeah, tag is a base game. Hide and seek is a variant of tag.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Well, no, hide and seek is a different thing. Hide and seek tag, which is the vastly superior form of hide and seek, is...
Wait, what's the difference?
Hide and seek is just you hide and then someone finds you.
Oh,
So
I've
you
only
just
played
keep...
it where once they find you, they have to, like, get you.
Yeah, no, what you've played is hide and seek tag, which... the reason why it's the only one you've played is because it's the only good one. Yeah.
Better by a lot.
Yeah.
So are there any games that are in the hide and seek genre that aren't in the tag genre?
Battleship.
What?
No, that's Hangman.
I mean, it is the combination of Hangman and hide and seek.
Monster? Well, no, I guess Monster's still a derivative of, or Midnight Madness. Midnight Madness is still a derivative of hide and seek tag.
In a long time.
Yeah.
What is Midnight Madness?
Hide and seek tag, well, I guess it's reverse hide and seek tag at night.
Where one person is
Yeah,
hiding?
one person, the it person hides, and the not it person have to seek the hidden. But if the it person tags them, then, you know, they lose, so. It's reverse hide and seek.
Yeah.
Tag.
It's deconstructed hide and seek. A word that the internet really shouldn't be allowed to use anymore.
Deconstructed.
Or deconstructed. Because
Yeah.
nobody knows what they're talking about when they say it, including me. I just said it because it was fun. I have no idea what it means in this case.
It generally means you wanted to make something sound fancy by taking a single element from it and then doing something completely different to it.
Yeah. Like a deconstructed burrito is just you took a burrito and then that's it.
Oh, interesting.
What?
So in North India, hide and seek is played differently. So if any of the hiders touch the seeker and says Dappa without being spotted, then the seeker has to restart the round and count again. And the seeker says I spies when spotting a hider.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So if you're just bad at being it, then they can just make you have to start over.
Uh-huh. But of course, over time, like, the hide spots become irrelevant because you know all of them.
Yeah. What does Red Rover fall under tag? I guess not, but like I don't know what other genre it could possibly fall under.
Red Rover. Red Rover
Angry
is
Birds.
a team game,
Yeah.
so
That's one where you just line up.
and clothesline people.
Yeah, you just take turns clotheslining people. Basically, it's a great game. It's need to be playing it.
Red Rover is PvP Angry Birds.
I am not gonna even consider the.
I mean, that's also not correct. Angry Birds is a one-sided game. The pigs are not throwing themselves at your birds to destroy your castle. It's just
Correct. That's what makes this PvP instead of single player.
Yeah, but you don't. I mean, but that's still not the same thing because when you fail to break their castle, your pieces of castle don't become part of their castle.
yeah.
Well,
Sorry,
I know if you mod it right.
but you are incorrect here.
I appreciate your dedication to saying horrible, no good things that no one likes, but you were incorrect this time.
So there's
I will strive to be correct the next time I say a horrible, no good thing.
Thank you. That's
So
really all we ask from you.
there's a Wikipedia category for gym, outdoor, and playground games, and one of them is just it has two categories: other and tag.
What? That's it?
Every game in the world is tag or not tag.
So other games include catch, which, you know, understandable.
Yeah.
Chinese jump rope, which is very different.
Yeah.
I'm very confused. It's closer to hopscotch. Dodgeball, Foursquare, hide and seek, hopscotch, kick the can, King of the Hill, leapfrog, marbles, playground songs. I don't know that playground songs are gym, outdoor, and playground games. Red Rover Simon says.
Is it
I will
Jump
say,
Rope
if I
Song?
had learned sea shanties on the playground, recess would have been a whole lot more fun.
I mean, true. I'm assuming it's more like jump rope songs.
Probably. Or like, what's the, like, patty cake? Patty cake. Patty cake is often sung, so that could
Yeah.
be.
Often, I mean, like pretty much all the time. I've never heard someone monotonely.
Uh,
Or, like, I've never
I-
heard someone rap patty cake, but it
Man.
would be cool.
That would be cool. Simon says skipping rope. Scully.
Scully? Like from
yeah.
from
No.
X-Files?
Interesting. So Scully, also known as Skelly, Skellies, Skelsy, Skelzies, Scully, Skelsy, Scummy Tops, or Caps, is a children's game played on the streets of New York City and other urban areas. So it's a Scully board sketched on the sidewalk in chalk. It allows for 2 to 6 players. It's a large square, approximately 6 feet aside. The board is drawn on a flat surface. At each corner and along the edges are drawn 12 small squares, numbered 1 to 12, in a pattern so that the path from one square to the next requires, as much as possible, crossing through a large center square called the skull or scully, hence the name of the game. Boxes 1 and 2 are in opposite corners, as are 3 and 4. In the center of the skull, a 13th box is drawn at the same size as the other boxes and is labeled 13. The areas around the 13 box are marked with skulls or numbers and describe a penalty area where players are not meant to shoot their game pieces, called caps. Okay. Very confusing. So, players use caps, usually bottle caps or similar items like checkers or chair glides, to play. On hands and knees, each player begins by placing his cap on the start line and flicks a cap using the middle or index finger launched from behind the thumb. The object is to land it in the box labeled 1. If successful, the cap cannot touch a line. The player continues by flicking for the next number, and so on in the sequence.
We can agree that probably this game and also Pogs are a subset of like marbles.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Let's see, statues.
Is that just red light, green light?
Probably.
Yes, yeah. Red light, green light is technically a variation of statue, according to this.
How does statues work?
So, a person starts out as
It's
the
like
curator.
red light and no green light.
Yeah, stands at the end of a field. Everyone else playing stands at the far end. The object of the game is for a statue to tag the curator, thereby becoming the curator and resetting the game. The curator turns their back to the field, and the statues attempt to race across and tag the curator. Whenever the curator turns around, the statues must freeze in position and hold that for as long as the curator looks at them. The curator can even walk around the statues, examining them. However, the curator needs to be careful. Whenever the curator's back is turned, statues are allowed to move.
Oh.
That's cool. I like this better than red light, green light. Red light, green light
I
is
think what you've just described is a weeping angel.
Yeah, red light, green light is just I want to be a dick the game. Because with at least every time I've played red light, green light, as the curator in this case, you're able to look and see. So you're just kind of looking like red light, green light, red light, like trying to catch them when they're like in midair. So
Yeah, exactly. The problem with both of these games is that the curator, so to speak, has nothing. Like, there's nothing that they are doing that matters to like them. Like, they can just like look at the statues and just sit down.
Yeah, but then it becomes boring to them as well. So like the impetus here is to not be boring.
Yeah, it is a game where you know that you will lose, and the goal of it is to eventually get there, but to just see how long you can last by like still playing.
Interesting. Usually, the honesty of the curator is not enforced, since being a statue is more desirable.
You know what? That's fair.
Uh-huh.
Like, in a lot of games, winning means you get to be the other person, specifically as, like, so that you can't be the person you just were, because it's too fun, and someone has to be the other one.
Alright, the last two on this list is the Floor's Lava and Tinikling, which is a Philippine folk dance, which involves using bamboo poles. You know what, this is very similar to the other game. skip rope and the other Chinese jump rope. It's basically the same, and like hopscotch as well. And then on this list of tag games, there's Anti-Over, British Bulldog, Capture the Flag, Cooties, Duck Duck Goose. I guess Duck Duck Goose is a variant of tag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the sitting variant.
I prefer the Splish Splish Splash version, where you take a cup of water and you like dip your fingers in, like flick water as you go, people, and then you just dump the glass on whatever the last person is. It's a better game. It's the best version of the game because you get to dunk people.
And, like, one person is obviously soaked more than everyone else.
Let's see. Four Corners. Yeah, I guess Four Corners is a tag game. Coco, which is a Indian sport. Marco Polo. Yeah, Marco Polo's tag.
Yeah.
Pie. Or Pieman. And Steal the Bacon, which is just Capture the Flag.
But with bacon, so. Better.
With bacon, so it's better.
That's what he said. And then Freeze Tag.
Yeah, that's definitely a tag variant.
Yeah.
Also a game specifically about being an asshole.
Yeah. British Bulldog is also called Bull Rush, Cat and Mouse, Red Rover.
Okay, yeah. I thought it sounded kind of like Red River, just by name.
Cats and Mice, Sharks and Dolphins, Sharks and Minnows, Spiders and Flies, or Octopus, or Open the Gates. I know this as Sharks and Minnows. And it's typically
Sharks and
played in a
Minnows is
pool.
good.
Yeah, so that's what British Bulldog is. You run from one end to the other without being caught by the bulldog or shark.
Yeah.
And then when a player is caught, they become a bulldog themselves. So, yeah. Okay, so Sharks and Minnows, Duck Duck Goose, Freeze Tag. Okay. I don't know that this one's okay anymore.
Oh, I believe I know what the name you're about to say.
What? Kiss Chase?
Oh no, I was actually not thinking about that, but
Were you?
yeah, that's an interesting one for sure.
Yeah. All right. Kiss Chase, also referred to as Catch and Kiss, is a tag variant in which tagging is performed by kissing. All members of one sex are it at once, and chase players of the opposite sex until everyone is caught. Then the roles are reversed.
Well, that's a bad.
I mean, as long as people are playing voluntarily, that seems fine.
Yeah, except for the fact that these are playground games.
Yeah.
If this was like swinger house party games, I mean, this would fit right.
That would be a fun swinger house party game.
A variant is that the player
I think...
chosen to be it will, with assistance from players of the same gender, chase all members of the opposite sex and kiss one of them.
I think it should be gender, not sex, for a lot of reasons, but also because I want as many teams as possible in this game. I want the rules to get very complicated.
Alright, so then there's Octopus Tag. Oh! I've played Octopus Tag before.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it before.
So it, or Octopus, attempts to tag the other players. The playing field is known as the ocean. The players, or fish, line up along one side of the ocean. When the octopus calls out, "Come fishies come, octopus," or whatever, they try to run to the other side without getting tagged. In a variation, once the fish run to the other side without getting tagged, the game pauses until the octopus starts it again. Upon getting tagged, the fish becomes seaweed and must freeze or... Oh, wait. Oh, no, this one's very...
Where they get attached to it?
That's
Like,
the version I'm familiar with. Apparently,
yeah,
this
where you
one...
become part of it.
Yeah, this one, like... I guess once you get tagged, you are now on the octopus's team, but you can't move.
Oh, I feel like I've played that as well before.
I haven't played this, but I think it would be cool.
Yeah, you like, it's fun to like cling to walls and stuff, basically.
Yeah. And then the last variant on here is Poison. The game of Poison play starts with players holding hands around a small poison circle marked on the ground. The first player to be pushed or pulled into the circle becomes poisoned, all hands are released, and the poisoned player or players must chase the others. So this sounds like the trash can game mixed with tag.
What is the trash can game?
Where there's a trash can and you've
yeah.
got...
Where you
yeah.
just kind of drag people into it? That's a, you know, that was a fun game.
Yeah, everyone locks arms in a circle around whatever object, and then you can't touch the trash can. But
my favorite thing about it is that
the point is to be the last person. Yeah.
And like you yell, hey everyone come play the trash can game to a group of kids, and everyone gets fucking hyped.
Yeah. Let me switch this to a different monitor so I can actually be facing my camera. Alright. Then there's Team Tag, which involves cops and robbers, which
yes.
has a whole lot of other names, which most of which are bad. I used to love cops and robbers.
Southeast Asians.
Yeah. I used to really like this game, and then it just reached a point where I was like, this game's really boring, actually. Like, there's not really a whole lot of like...
It's just
This is kind of a bad game. Like...
You're like 8 years old and you're like, the game design is just a little sloppy.
And thus was a game designer born.
Yeah.
It just, like... With tag, there's an end point for, like... I guess, like, the true end point in tag is you just, like... You either lose or you get tired of playing. No, I mean, like, if you're not it, then you either lose or you just play until you're bored.
Yeah.
There's no really, not really a win point. But with cops and robbers, it's really just kind of bad playing as a robber.
I don't think I've ever, or like, I don't remember that game at all, or at least like rules for it.
It's cops are it, the robbers run away, the cops tag robbers and put them in jail. Robbers can stage a jailbreak by tagging one of the prisoners in the jail without getting tagged themselves, in which case...
Alright, yeah, I liked that part of it for sure. Like, that's an interesting thing to do in a tag-like game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the robbers need a win condition.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they do. They really do. Because just the cops win by getting everyone into jail, but I guess you're not supposed to root for the robbers?
Yeah,
Like,
but
this is
definitely changed.
Yeah, this is one of those games where it's like, I guess, oh, I can't think of any good versions of this. Where like, it's often played in war. So like in the World War II, it'd be like the Allies versus the Nazis, and people would play and they'd be like, well, I'm gonna be the Allies and you get to be the Nazis, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. And you're supposed to root for the Allies because, hey, Nazis are bad.
Yeah. No,
Fun fact.
When you play the Nazis team, you don't like if you win, you don't really feel happy about it.
No, but also like you can't win as the Nazis team.
Yeah,
Like it's in the rules that you cannot win as the Nazis team. But
Yeah.
it's still
You're the Allies. I'm the Nazis. Welcome to Dunkirk.
yeah. But it's like you want the Nazis to lose. You know the Nazis are supposed to lose, but at the same time, like as a person playing, you don't want to lose.
Yeah.
Especially when with the particular old style game I'm talking about, you just get the shit beat out of you. Like that's the resolution of the game.
Yeah. That is the entire rule set.
Don't be a stranger.
What else do we have? We have a zombie tag. Which is
I don't
just
think I know that. Is that just tag, but they join your team basically?
yes,
Like a zombie?
yes, it is. Yeah.
You have to walk because that would be more fun.
No, I know
I've
we
actually
that in
played with
college.
both.
Or, not in college. Well, in college, yes, but also in high school.
Yeah, I mean
Probably.
it's often used or played with Nerf blasters and other marshmallow cannons, whatever. Manhunt, which is
Manhunt.
yeah. Prisoner's Base. Alright, in Prisoner's Base, each team starts in a chain, holding hands with one end of the chain touching the base. The end two players on each team break from the chain and try to tag each other, taking them to their base if they do. The end pair progressively break from the chain and join the tagging. As with cops and robbers, prisoners can be freed by tagging them in the base.
See, I don't like when it's like two people have to tag each other because it's so
Yeah.
difficult to like to claim
Tagged you?
that
No, I tagged you!
tagged them. Yeah, like well, we kind of hit each other's arms, so like I mean, we kind of both tagged each other,
Yeah.
which is what like it's better if you have like weapons, like if you have like pool noodles, then like it's a lot clearer if that actually happens.
Freeze. It's time.
Okay, I've played something like this. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? One player is chosen to be Mr. Wolf and stands facing away from the other players at the opposite end of the playing field. All players except Mr. Wolf chant in unison, "What's the time, Mr. Wolf?" And Mr. Wolf will answer in one of two ways. He may call a time, usually an hour ending in o'clock. The other players take that many steps towards Mr. Wolf. They then ask the question again. Alternatively, Mr. Wolf may call dinner time and turn and chase the other players back to their starting point. If Mr. Wolf tags a player, that player becomes Mr. Wolf for the next round.
I feel like they're forgetting option 3 where he says it's high noon and it shoots all of them.
It's high noon. If only that dude wasn't an asshole.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's official now. They're changing his name. They're going to have a whole story thing about it in September.
Okay.
I would rather them not have a story about it and just say, yeah, no, we changed his name for obvious reasons. That's it.
Oh, they said we're changing his name for obvious reasons, but we're going to have an in-game reason for it.
Yeah, I don't want in-game for him to have ever had the name.
That's
There's-
a whole lot of voice work to redo.
There's so much that's like in the story that's been like sent out and stuff because they've produced a lot of things for it. It's
I mean,
it's
yes,
it's frankly
but it's just more a
untenable
retcon.
to just do it. And then Ringolevio.
sorry, what?
In Ringolevio, there are two teams. In one version, one team goes off and hides, the other team counts to a number, such as 30, and then goes looking for them. Each team has its
Just
own jail.
30. Thanks for giving an example of a number.
Uh-huh. Each team has its own jail, a park bench or other defendable area in another version. The game goes on until all of one team is in jail. In many ways, it is similar to Prisoner's Base.
So you gave 30 as an example of a number. Have you ever looked at the list of numbers in Wikipedia?
No,
This
I've
list
not...
is incomplete and needs to be expanded.
I don't think it does. I think it's infinite in Wikipedia. I think there's a difference between incomplete and cannot be completed using like a mortal time.
Alright, so...
I am ready.
variants requiring equipment. Blind Man's Bluff, which does not necessarily require equipment if you're just blind.
Yeah.
Also,
And
you
the
could
thing
just
is,
close your
the
eyes.
equipment is a blindfold.
Yes. The person who is it is blindfolded.
I mean, like, you don't even need equipment, just put your shirt over your head.
Yeah, or, like I said, close your eyes.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, like, it needs equipment if you can't trust the person.
yeah. Computer tag,
I am ready.
which it says research students
You mean
developed a
Pac-Man?
version of tag played using handheld Wi-Fi enabled computers with GPS. I don't know why that needed to exist, but
I'm gonna say, I think computer tag is just called malware.
Or chain emails.
Yeah, you're right. Chain emails. Flashlight tag.
Steal yourself. I am ready.
Is that, you just have to, like, shine it on them? No?
Mm-hmm. And it's played at night.
I mean, I should hope so. Playing that during the daytime would not be fun or interesting.
Depends on how good the flashlights are.
Ah, yes. I'm gonna use my 8 million watt bulb, or 8 million candle power bulb to just blind the other team immediately.
It would work.
Securing my victory.
Let's see if there's anything interesting here. Laser tag.
Oh yeah, that one's the best. Actually. If I
Marco
said any
Polo.
of the other ones were the best, I was incorrect with that one.
Marco Polo, which is just aquatic blind man's bluff.
Yeah. And much easier to make sure your eyes stay closed, because usually you get water in them. So you just deal with it.
Muckle, also known as just most sports.
Uncle?
It's the reverse of regular tag. All the other players chase it. This player is denoted by carrying a ball, usually a football. When they are caught, they are tackled or muckled. So again, like I said, just most other sports.
Yeah.
Steal yourself.
Yeah, that's just football.
Yeah.
Or rugby.
Man, I've got a brilliant idea. What if we made Team Muckle?
Alright, what if we did that, but you were allowed to kick the ball sometimes for extra points?
Yeah.
I would like to play Muckle, except not using a football, but instead using a golf ball, so it's actually really hard to tell who's it at any time.
Paintball, which I guess is tag.
Yeah.
It's laser tag, essentially.
Yeah. Sock tag, which is a tube sock filled with a small amount of flour, and then you wield it as a flail, and when you hit someone, it
I thought
It
you
means-
a small amount of spare change. I was like, that's not how you should play.
That is now a blackjack,
Yeah.
which is a different game. Played with cards, weirdly enough.
Yeah. I think blackjack would be better if you used a blackjack as part of the game.
Yeah.
Like, if you get a king and an ace, you can just beat the other person mercilessly.
I mean, if they don't pay
Oh
up.
man, like a combination of blackjack and spoons, where at the end of the
Oh, there's a
round, like
blackjack at the end, yeah.
everyone reveals their cards, and then if whoever got the closest to blackjack grabs the blackjack and like chases the other people beating them.
Extraordinary!
I got a new character. Yay.
It looks like a spinny boy.
Yeah. It looks like an uncontrollable boy.
Oh, is this
Let's find out.
the last character, the little robot?
Yeah, that's the only one left. We'll see how much I care.
And then the last one on here is Spud.
What is Spud?
Bud.
Players begin each round in a central location. It then throws a ball high into the air. The other players run, but must stop as soon as it catches the ball and shouts Spud. It may then take 3 large steps toward the player of his choosing before throwing the ball at that player. If the ball hits the target,
Definitely be played with a golf ball.
that player becomes it, and the game starts over.
No, that player gets a concussion. Is how that game plays.
Right, and concussed people can't throw very well, so they stay it and everyone else wins.
I mean, but if they manage to get someone, then just like the longer the game goes, the more funny it is to watch from the outside.
I mean, this is missing a whole bunch of things. Like, Ninja is a playground game.
I vaguely remember the name Ninja, but I don't remember anything about it.
I remember very little about it.
If I remember correctly, you both start out in some kind of pose, and you both have to hold still until the other person moves. You're only allowed to move while the other person is moving. The objective is to slap the other person's hand, and you take turns moving.
Turn-based tag.
Wow, that's impressive to turn it turn-based.
Yeah, and if you like fall or move when it's not your turn, then you are out. And then when it's your turn, you have one motion. You can perform one smooth motion, and that's it.
Oh yeah, so like you slap and then you just have to hold that until they start moving.
Yeah. So you can't like walk around them and then like smack them. You have to like make a move, and then when you are done with the move.
So if their arms are behind their back, you have to either use your turn to like reposition your hands defensively, or
if it's your turn, you can use your turn to like move a step in one direction. If it's not your turn, you can adjust your body however you want, but your feet have to stay planted.
Trying to look, I had a binder that had a bunch of information that I think included. Yeah, here's my green bar book. I think this had games in it. I know it has songs, but I've pulled those out.
I think I know exactly what green binder you're talking about.
Yeah. Man, the songs at Green Bar were great.
Yeah.
No, it looks like I was wrong. Oh well. Ugh.
You know, a fixed distance lunge is a lot more impressive looking when you are the size of a person and not the size of a tank.
Yeah.
Also, it seems these enemies have forgotten that they're supposed to be attacking you. They're kind of just lining up to die.
I mean, that's basically what the grunts in a Warriors game are about. They occasionally do things also. If you stand still next to them, you will get hit.
So it looks like this character has an absolute ton of AoE, but it's not great at single target.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because AoE is worthless.
not worthless. Like, Link's two-handed has a decent amount of AoE, and it's good in that, like, it helps clear out enemies while you're targeting the main person, because it still deals good damage against them. So it's more of, like, incidental AoE.
Oh, okay, pose game. It has a lot of different names. So, we're done with tag, by the way. So the person who is in charge calls out a pose. So you've got like a mess of people in a field, and they'll yell out like cannonball, and then everyone like drops to their knees and tucked in, and then stand back up and say boom, or whatever. Captain on deck, and you'll have like, you gotta like salute, and then those are the easy ones. Then it expands, so you've got like man overboard, where you have one person looking out, and then you have to have another person crouched in front of them looking. So it takes two people. If you've got an odd number of people, one of them's out of the game, and if you just take too long, then some people are out of the game. Crow's Nest, where you link arms, 3 people link arms looking out. So again, if you're not divisible by 3. Captain's Table, Walk the Plank.
Nautical theme to this, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, so it sounds like Simon Says, but just with a bunch of presets.
Yeah. And it doesn't have the thing Simon Says does, where you can just be an asshole again by being like, pull your left foot up, alright, pull your right foot up.
Well, no, I feel like Simon Says is more a game of, can you listen to instructions? Because the whole point of Simon Says is you do whatever Simon says, but if it's not Simon saying it, you lose. So, like, Simon says...
do something that he didn't say.
Yeah, Simon says, grab your left foot. I go, okay, cool, and you grab your left foot. And, like, Simon says, touch your nose. So you touch your nose, and it says, release your nose, and so it releases their nose, and you're like, ha, well, you're out, because Simon didn't say that.
Like what you are, Simon.
No, I'm just passing it along. I've got a walkie-talkie here.
I'm just the messenger. And so, yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically what that game is, huh? You're
Yeah.
passing along information from Simon, and sometimes you just pretend that you're just, like, giving your own instructions. And if they do your instructions, they lose. Also, this character might have AoE, but the weapon they start you with feels like it is not good. So I'm doing no damage.
But you're doing no damage to a whole bunch of things at once.
Yeah, you are really weak.
Yeah. On the bright side, I can just do this, and it feels good.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it feels good.
Again, doesn't really do any damage.
So your DPS is, let's see, nothing times nothing, carry the nothing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, Chubby Bunny. But that
Oh,
requires
Chubby
food.
Bunny's- Yeah, certainly an interesting game.
Yeah.
It's fairly unique. I don't know of many games that fall into that same, like, vein.
I agree. Yeah, it's... No, I can't think of any. I mean, I guess it fits into the standard, like, food game, which there aren't a whole lot of. I guess the other one is just more of a, like... the other one is just like, would you eat this? Here, I've blended up a Happy Meal. Would you eat this?
We already have a segment that does that. It's called Food Crimes.
Yeah, but this is... I made a, like, level 1 food crime. Now let's see if people will actually consume that food crime.
Yeah.
Level 1 being, of course, the weakest food crime. Like a food misdemeanor, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, haha, I put together a bottle of ketchup and blue cheese dressing. What will you do now? Oh, apparently Heinz is now selling it in stores everywhere.
That's not your toy.
I have no idea what Heinz was thinking when they released that line of stuff.
So I'm trying to find more adult games, but that's really hard. I'm definitely not going to.
Googling adult games.
Oh, there are plenty of adult
No,
games. We
no,
just can't really talk about them
What
off
is
of our
strip poker?
OnlyFans.
No,
Tim, we can't talk about it
can't
on
talk.
OnlyFans.
Nope.
No, we can. They've backtracked on that.
No, Tim, we can't talk about it anymore because they're not going to exist in a week and a half.
No,
Tim,
they went back on it.
yeah, I know, and no one cares about them anymore because the fact that they immediately, like, that they tried to for a second, all the creators are like, yeah, no, we're gonna go find a different place that won't turn on us immediately.
Yeah, we're gonna go find a
given
stable
small chance. Yeah.
area. Yeah. Now I looked up adult camping games, which could still be terrible.
Yeah, but that's certainly a lot closer to, like, a lot harder to, like, you know, that's the, like, second page of Moo you'll start finding stuff you didn't want to see.
Yeah.
Or did,
So,
I don't judge.
Werewolves or mafia. I always called it mafia.
I like that. Like that was good, depending on like like how it was run. 'Cause I feel like
no,
half the
like
time it was just like
the
not
the
really a lot of
the game of Mafia is entirely dependent on the narrator. If the narrator is good, then the game can be good. But
I
with
know
a
the part that like is dumb to me is when it's like, all right, what's your alibi? And you're like, I mean, there is none because what are you talking about? Like, it's not me. That's all that can be said. What do you want?
I mean, you can always throw someone else under the bus, or you know, like there's
Yeah, but, like,
there's
but,
I have
you're
talked
supposed to, like,
myself out of it
narrate it.
multiple times.
But like talking yourself out of it, like I don't know, it's you can talk yourself out of it like mechanically. Like, well, it's not me because like they like obviously they want you to think it's me because of X, Y, Z, like kind of thing. But,
Well,
like,
here, typically it's like, well, it's not me because I'm the doctor, or you know, it's not me because I'm the sheriff. And last night I looked, I don't know who it is yet, but I know that it's not so and so, or you know, stuff like that. And people can always come back at you and argue about this, but it's a time for you to make a case to not kill me.
It couldn't be me because I'm wearing this hat.
Yeah, you're dead now. Yeah. But to be
Yeah,
fair, you could have
that's
said
actually why we love
anything.
Surprise! I was the tanner.
I have very much liked One Night Ultimate as like the alternative to it because I feel like it's a lot easier to work with and isn't like I don't know. It's just like the original one, like I never really understood a lot of it.
Yeah, the I guess the counterpoint is that it's one night, whereas Mafia can go on for multiple rounds.
Yeah, that's better to me.
They both have their place.
Yeah, but I don't like dying in one round, in like that first round, and being like, well, alright, I'll talk to you guys in an hour and a half when you're done.
It does not take that long.
Depending on the fucking narrator.
Like I said, the game is make or break on how good the narrator is. The geography game.
What's that?
You name a country, for example, China.
Burkina Faso.
The next person has to think of a country that starts with the last letter of the first country.
Oh, it's just okay.
Example:
That's
Argentina.
just a subset of like any like word game.
Mhm. I didn't see. Were you successful with the stupid robot?
Yes, I did succeed at that mission.
Congrats.
Somehow. Oh, this mission is just you have 9 minutes to live. So, like you have a 10 minutes to survive. Have fun.
Cool.
There is a big difference between you have 10 minutes to survive and you have 10 minutes to live.
Yeah, if a doctor told me I have 1 week to survive, I would just like, wait, what do you mean? Am I being hunted?
uh... 20 questions.
I have a question. Does Fire Emblem fit under the category of team tag?
Of team what?
Team tag. I mean, you have your team, and they have their team, and you have to go and tag the enemies.
And you have to tag them harder than they tag you.
Well, specifically, you have to tag them hard enough that they are no longer surviving.
I don't think you can make the stretch that it's team tag.
I think it is.
Okay. As long as you think it is, that's
Love that we have a segment last week where John talking about how he's like so good at improv and stuff, and then as soon as anyone says anything, he's just like, "No, I don't think that's true." And actually, you're stupid anyway. So whatever.
No, I'm not saying that out loud.
Yeah, exactly. See, this is what I'm talking about.
It's supposed to be yes
You're saying
and.
yes and me out loud about this.
No,
Even
I'm
when
using.
I'm saying stuff you agree with, you don't say out loud.
No, I'm saying no and. Man, it is hard finding games like this. Why does Wikipedia not have more listed here?
Oh, that might save me.
Survive. So is this a new level you haven't played before?
I think so. I don't remember it. And it sucks real bad because elemental damage is bullshit. Especially this version of it, because they fucking like their attacks just home in on you now, apparently.
Okay.
Who needs dodge mechanics?
I mean, it's not even that, it's that, like, Link's two-handed form. God, are you kidding me? Link's two-handed form has a whole thing where, while you're doing any of the strong attacks, you take damage as, like, temporary damage, and then you have a way to, like, get it back. And, that way they can't, like, knock you out of your attacks. But you aren't dodging anymore, which means you start taking more damage. But elemental damage just knocks you out of your attack anyways.
Awesome. Would sword and board work better?
I don't know, because I barely know how to play the sword and board version, because I've like exclusively played this version because it's fun. Also, I don't really have a good weapon for the sword and board version because I exclusively play this version because it's fun.
I don't have anything on my list to talk about. Oh! I got $2.15 from Google the other day.
Why?
Because they did a really bad job with Google Plus, and someone in, I think, California sued them, and so I got $2.15 because I used Google Plus in the time period in which Google sucked.
And what are you gonna do with it?
Yay! I don't know. I'll just convert it to Google Play Cash.
And hopes that that also gets sued one day.
Yeah, exactly. So Tim, you're not gonna be here next week?
Nope, I am not.
Cool.
I'm going to be conning a dragon.
Ah. You gonna try and get it to buy a bridge?
At least I'm gonna get it to take some business cards.
Hello? What?
Are you dying?
No, I've just literally never seen that happen before. I went to start throwing bombs, which is just like, once you're in that mode, like, you're just doing that until it's over. Like, I don't think you can take damage. Except that somehow he, like, fell on me, which knocked me out of it before I even had a chance to throw one bomb. So I just, like, went into the different camera angle, and then suddenly I was just back to normal.
Cool. You've got another 7 minutes to live. Maybe.
And you only lost half your health in one attack just now.
Yeah, that's because it was all temporary. This is the worst level.
Fire Choo Choo just sounds like it's, you know, a parent trying to describe to their toddler how an internal combustion engine works.
Alright, I have a question for you about that. It's one I saw recently. How many chuggas before the choo-choo?
I mean, it depends.
As many as you want, really.
Yeah. But
What is your
generally,
go-to?
I think I do 4 or 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
usually
most
do it.
effort. I'm a 4-person myself. I saw someone does 3, and 3 is just wrong.
Yeah, odd numbers.
Correct. That is wrong.
Ugh. 3 is just wrong.
5 is right out.
Yeah, 3 doesn't make any sense. I don't even want to try saying it out loud. Like it feels like a curse word that I've never said yet.
Oh, Tim, you missed last week. We did some more guessr.io and found too busty to hide.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, that was great for the maybe millionth of a millisecond it was on screen before I skipped past it.
For the most part, that game is great. Every now and then, it just like I'm waiting for like something that is like not foreign, like traditionally, but is to something like it's just like hard flying, like nice feet.
Yeah, I know it doesn't include.
Like I know it's like generally does not include NSFW stuff. But, like,
Yeah, NSFW tagged subreddits may be filtered out, but NSFW-ish subreddits are not. So, for example, Too Busty to Hide is not technically not. I mean, it is not safe for work.
People, but like it's not something you should be looking at work.
Yeah. Guess I can nix the Google Plus litigation off of my list, and that was the only thing on my list for this week. Indeed. So sad. I don't even have, like, food crimes to talk about. Sorry, I did not make the oof mayonnaise.
Doesn't all mayonnaise contain some oof?
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, it is one of the primary ingredients.
Oof mayonnaise is, a French dish where you take a medium...
I mean, that's the one I would say the wrong one. That's generous.
A medium boiled egg, slice it in half, place it face down, and then put a largely mayonnaise-based sauce on top of it. Yep.
Isn't this just hollandaise?
No, because
Hollandaise
No.
sounds
well, first of all, hollandaise is a just very different sauce.
It is if you make it right.
And hollandaise is
You're saying that
just
this
a
is
sauce.
Hollandaise and that it is wrong. Like, it is wrong hollandaise.
But I mean, also hollandaise is just a sauce. This is also,
Yeah.
you know,
A
this
sauce
is
generally doesn't include eggs that it's on top of.
yeah. Generally a meal is not just a sauce. If so, might I introduce you to some regular mayonnaise? Grab a
It's-
spoon.
okay. A meal could just be sauce if it's like a thick soup.
Yeah.
But that's not a sauce, that's a thick soup.
I mean, what's the difference between a soup? Or like, what is specific about a sauce?
It's a condiment.
That's the application, not the recipe.
Yeah, because like you could put soup over rice.
Yes, it's what's the name of that?
I know if you put soup on noodles, it's called ramen.
Ochazuke. Green tea rice. Which is it's rice in green tea.
Yeah, but you can just take any soup and just
But
put it over it.
it's a soup.
Tomato soup.
I didn't say it would always be good, but like for the most part. Besides anything that Tim says. I think Tim's one of the most interesting parts of our podcast because I've never seen someone so like immediately attempting to be on your side about stuff and then also being so incorrect about the application about it.
In cooking, a sauce is a liquid, cream, or semi-solid food served on or used in preparing other foods. Most sauces are not normally consumed by themselves. They add flavor, moisture, and visual appeal to a dish.
Okay,
You
so,
said most,
wait, no,
which
I got
implies
it.
that there are.
Broth is a sauce then. It's mostly liquid and it is used for the creation of other dishes.
I could grant that.
Yeah, and soup is made out of broth.
Yes, but soup is a dish, not.
Okay, so instead of a thick soup, this would be instead a very thin soup. One that has nothing in it except broth.
In which case you'd just be drinking broth.
This is starting to sound like steel's heavier than feathers.
I just like the fact that I have now convinced John of a bad thing. Little as it is of just, I think that broth is sauce.
So, oof mayonnaise is a large chicken egg, which is mostly hard-boiled, although it is removed from the heat while the yolk retains a little creaminess. The egg is then chilled, peeled, and halved lengthwise. The halves are presented face down on a plate, resembling white domes. Then the egg halves are entirely covered with a sauce consisting of mayonnaise and Dijon mustard, thinned with enough water or lemon juice that it can be poured with a spoon. So basically, it's an egg with mayonnaise on it. Yep.
You know, hollandaise sauce and mayonnaise do share most of the same ingredients.
Most of. Hollandaise is egg yolks only.
So I had 38 seconds left when I died.
Ouch.
Yeah, I was noticing you were rather quiet.
Yeah, I just kind of looked solemnly off to the side for another 30 seconds or so.
Uh-huh. I saw.
Anyway, mayonnaise can also be made with just the egg yolk.
Yes. In which case it's usually called hollandaise sauce, because hollandaise is a derivative of mayonnaise.
Most of the recipes I'm seeing here use only the yolk, not the white, for mayonnaise.
What?
Use only the yolk?
Excuse me?
That seems extremely incorrect. Use only the yellow part to make the white juice.
New York Times cooking, Dijon mustard, lemon juice, egg yolk.
That's a New
Endless
York
meal,
Times note.
avocado oil, lemon juice, egg yolk.
I mean, New York Times a bad take on that, so.
Alton Brown, egg yolk and dry ingredients.
Excuse me, lemon juice, vinegar, and 1 cup of oil are not dry ingredients.
It's a very dry oil. This is why I hate when people call wine dry. Because I know it probably means something, but I hate it.
Nah, it really just means wet and dry. There are some things
Epicurious,
that are
large egg
dry
yolk, two-
that are
Liquids can't be dry.
treated at. No, there are some dry things that are treated as liquids.
What does that mean?
sugar is treated as a liquid because
How?
when it becomes hot, it melts. Versus something like flour, when it becomes hot, burns.
Are you
So
telling me that sugar is considered a liquid because when you heat it up, it turns into a goddamn liquid? Is that what you're telling me? A liquid is something that melts into a liquid, and when it's heated, is that the fucking definition? Because that's not what science class told me. That told me that's what a solid is.
So it
But-
looks like the New York Times,
So
Epicurious, Alton Brown, and Gordon Ramsay all agree it's made with just the yolk.
But flour does not ever turn into a liquid. It just burns.
Yes, but that's what things
It does if you do it
burn.
wrong enough.
But that doesn't mean that if it goes from liquid to liquid, then, like, that doesn't make sense. If it melts,
No,
if it
at
can
high
melt,
enough
it's not a liquid.
At high enough pressure, flour will absolutely turn into a liquid.
Yes, but you're not gonna get that in a kitchen, no matter how good your pressure cooker is.
Okay, I don't care.
You
about
haven't
flour
seen my
right now,
kitchen.
though. The problem is still that if it liquefies, it's not a liquid.
You have to treat it like a liquid because
You don't.
yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, real quick, define for me what treating it like a liquid means.
When you are cooking specific, or when you are baking in specific, you have to keep track of your ratios between wet and dry, because you don't want to end up with something that's just going to be a puddle, and you don't want to end up with something that's just a literal
you're-
brick that you
okay.
can build a house with. So you have to maintain the ratios so that you end up with
So
a thing. So if
you're
you are
not-
adding in things, shut the fuck up while I'm talking, you son of a bitch! When you are doing that, sugar will turn into a liquid and will not be
Yeah.
treated as a solid for the purposes of the recipe, because as soon as it's used, it becomes a liquid and changes the ratios around. So when you're adding things in, that happens like that.
Yes, you're not treating it as a liquid currently. You're treating it as a future liquid.
Correct.
That's why I was confused the whole time, because we started off talking about how wine can be dry or wet, and so you know,
What?
dry.
Who brought up wine?
Me.
Tom
I started
did.
with wine.
Several minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't know why you started talking about sugar and flour, because I was talking about how it's weird that wine is considered wet or dry. I really don't know.
Oh. See, I thought you were talking about Tim's, talking about all the dry ingredients and how there was vinegar and oil in there.
Yeah.
I-
and like,
When
that's
did
what-
I say anything about that?
Tim, you said it.
You said eggs and dry ingredients.
Yes, and then I said a separate recipe included the next ingredients.
This is the biggest fucking like clusterfuck of like 5 minutes that we've ever had. It's just none of us can hear correctly. And thus
Egg
we've
and
had
dry
all of this.
ingredient. You can take egg and as many dry ingredients as you want, and you will never make mayonnaise with it.
What if the dry ingredient was frozen oil?
I don't think that's dry still.
I mean,
Also-
what is the
Alright,
definition
the
of
dry
dry?
ingredients here are fine salt and dry mustard, and 2 pinches of sugar.
I mean,
That's fine. You're missing the vinegar and oil that'll actually turn it into mayonnaise.
No, I said those are just the dry ingredients. It also has white vinegar and 1 cup of oil.
Yeah.
thank God no one listens to our podcast. 'Cause that would be embarrassing for some
It's okay. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. Bye.
reason.
I can shut this down whenever the fuck I want.
That's true. I don't have control anymore.
No, just watch. Someday we're gonna become famous, and Gordon Ramsay will watch this episode for some reason.
We can go for it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about his opinion.
I mean, I think he's cool and everything. I just don't care because whatever. So I don't
Yeah.
care about John's opinion here. About if sugar is currently liquid or not. That's why I was like
What the
confused the entire
fuck?
time. I was just like, what are we talking about?
Sugar is not liquid, but it does behave as a fluid.
I don't like the fact that you can have chunky applesauce.
Why?
This is this is a bad picture. That's not.
Mmm, crunchy applesauce.
Like stewed apples are great. I don't like the idea of crunchy applesauce.
Do you prefer your applesauce crunchy or creamy?
Creamy, please, always. which is weird because I prefer crunchy peanut butter, but
Correct.
I mean, I feel like Dominic's about to disagree.
No, I was just gonna make that bullshit up. Like, I prefer my peanut butter in like solid, like 1-inch squares, like sugar cubes.
You get 1-inch square sugar cubes? Wow.
But I mean, just means like in that shape, like perfect
Yeah.
squares, like shaved down the sides.
I love sugar cubes. They're great.
I make very solid PB&Js.
I used to keep sugar cubes on hand, but now whenever I have tea, I just use honey, because it's healthier.
I've tried. I actually really want to like tea.
Well, there's like 11 different types if you want to learn about them.
Including purple, apparently.
And blue.
Yeah, I recently saw like blue pea tea or something like that.
Yeah,
and
butterfly PT. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And it also works as a litmus paper. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so in Thailand and Vietnam, the butterfly blue pea flower tea is commonly mixed with honey and lemon to increase acidity and turn the beverage a pink-purple color. More recently used in color-changing gin. Blue in the bottle, it turns pink when mixed with a carbonated mixer, such as tonic water. But yeah, I've looked into getting some. It's just hard to get your hands on and expensive.
Have we talked about yet what part of the egg your blood is a replacement for?
I believe both.
But like, if a recipe called for egg yolks, would you basically just be making it using like a whole egg?
I think it
Yeah,
replaces the whites. You can make scrambled egg whites. I don't think you can make scrambled egg yolks.
I mean, I don't know, but like...
I'm pretty sure it's both. Because it wasn't
But
like
at
you
the
could
same time, like
yeah.
it is a combined, like it is a pre-scrambled egg that runs in your veins.
Yeah. Oh. I wonder, is yellow one of the blood colors in nature right now?
Like does the animal have a yellow blood?
Yeah, no, it's just red, blue, green, and purple.
Man, blue scrambled blood though.
Nope. Sea cucumbers have yellow blood.
Really? Okay.
Alright, so if we just farm sea cucumbers and make scrambled egg out of their blood...
Is it yellow? Cause what is it? Chlorocruorin is the as the oxygenated form? Cause that's
I will have that question sometime. Or the
Okay.
answer to that question.
Because it depends on what is the protein that binds to the oxygen. So like hemoglobin is
Vanabin.
what? Vanabin. Okay.
I don't think we've talked about yet how like the amount of like blood you would need for like a dish of scrambled eggs would like you would pass out. That's a lot of blood.
Hemovanadin is pale green.
Let's see. There's purple blood.
Yes, hemerythrin.
Yep.
Which is in peanut worms, penis worms, and brachiopods.
What worms?
Peanut
You
worms.
heard- Yeah. Marine worms.
Oh yeah, thanks, Tim. I couldn't hear that first word.
Yeah. Green blood is biliverdin.
Oh, also chlorocruorin. And blue blood is hemocyanin, which is in spiders, crustaceans, some mollusks, octopuses, and squid.
Okay, so there's two different chemicals that can turn blood green. One of which is chlorocruorin, but the other one is biliverdin.
And hemovanadin.
Nature likes green blood, apparently.
And crabs.
In worms.
Yes,
Like,
nature
what-
very
what-
much likes crabs.
Which means that eventually, all blood will be blue.
Yeah, I really hope one day we do get to a planet where like there is intelligent life and they are just
They're
like,
just crabs.
truly, that's all I want. Is that it's like legitimately like it's just crab people.
But here's the interesting thing about vanabin, which turns blood yellow. Scientists can't actually figure out why they have so much of it in their blood.
Yellow.
See, there are some fish that have completely white and or clear blood. And the reason is where they live just has so much dissolved oxygen in the water that they don't need any extra proteins to carry oxygen in their blood.
So if one of those
Yeah.
fish was bleeding in your tank, you wouldn't know.
It can be white or clear, and it still probably wouldn't look exactly like water.
And then you could have white scrambled eggs, which is kind of like if you just use egg whites.
Man, this is really complex because
Yeah, because it's science.
no, I see some sites saying that because of the vanadium and sea cucumber blood, it turns it yellow. And then I also see that like it's not vanabin that actually carries blood, it's hemovanadin, which is the, oxygenated form, which isn't yellow, it's actually green.
No, it's not that it carries the oxygen. Vanabin definitely doesn't carry the oxygen. It's just in such high concentrations in their blood that their blood is yellow.
Yeah. Well, hemovanadin is the blood-carrying vanabin protein. And then other sites are just saying that, yeah, by the way, sea cucumbers don't have blood. They use water vascular system where they transport nutrients, oxygen, and stuff through their body just using the flow of seawater through their body. So, I guess a lot of this is a problem with the fact that sea cucumber is a very generic term. It's like saying ants have blank. Like, cool. But there's like 30 types of ants from
Ants
all
have
over the
legs. Prove me wrong.
Give me 5 minutes, and I'll be back with one that doesn't. 5 minutes and some tweezers. No.
Okay, we're not doing that on stream.
No, we're not. Man, this is the second bad take I've had in as many weeks. I forget what it was last week. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I remember it was bad though.
Yeah. I believe I prefaced it by saying, this is going to be bad.
Yeah, but for some reason afterward you said "but" and then continued talking.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bad take, but nobody actually likes cat girls.
Okay, yeah, you're wrong.
Do you like that, guys?
Not particularly, but I know a lot of people that do, so...
They're
I mean,
fine,
like,
I guess.
a friend told me that... asking for a friend, where are some sites for it now?
Where a friend asked me or told me, how do you buy a cat girl? Someone, I need.
For my friend,
Sweating.
for my friend, not for me. I wouldn't. I'm not a cat person, just in general.
Oh, I am.
Girls or otherwise. I know you are. I mean, you have one.
I would like more. Although, honestly, what I would love the most is one that I got to see the other day, which is just I wish I could just have a lot of ferrets.
How many ferrets?
Just enough of them.
You enjoy the
What if
angry sock?
It's like, what if a cat was stretched in the shape of a noodle?
Like, what if a tube sock woke up one day and chose violence?
Except it's not even violence. They don't like. It's like the mischievous parts of cats without being the like kind of asshole-ish parts that most people think about.
Yeah, largely, I'd agree with that.
Okay, it's like a tube sock woke up one morning and chose teeth.
Yeah. And also shows the need to go through other tubes.
Yes, definitely.
Like a primal need. It's incredible.
Tubes are very important to the living tube sock.
The other day, I was...
Sometimes tubes go through tubes. Sometimes tubes go through other tubes. And that's where more little tubes come from.
I thought you were gonna bring this back to the internet, and I was severely disappointed when it didn't.
Yeah, I don't ever want you to call a penis a tube ever again.
No.
I mean,
Glad
topographically, it is.
I'm glad I'm not the only one with bad takes this episode.
What episode do I not have bad takes? That's basically my thing.
Yeah.
That's Tim's personality trait.
So Dom, are you ready for your campaign to end in a blaze of fire?
Yeah. I mean, we all knew this was gonna happen.
I love how you were talking to me privately a few weeks ago, and you're like, "Hey, hear me out. I want you to tell me how you think about like this situation that could very realistically happen."
Yeah.
And then I think it was the next episode that it was like, "All right, so yeah, your plan is never gonna happen."
Oh no! It's actually perfectly viable. The thing that they had done, is trying to be as vague as possible.
Yeah, that's why what I was doing as well.
Yeah, it's the thing that they did does not inherently remove the possibility that I had.
Okay.
And rather, the way that they are moving now might allow it, but it also depends on the way they choose, like their characters choose to, like, end.
Yeah.
Like what they choose to do once they have done what they need to. And I can probably still make it work regardless. It would just feel good to like not have to feel like I've like forced things on characters where they weren't looking. But I'll still do it because I like the idea I have.
If they even succeed.
Yeah.
Man, you could just press B to get off?
Yeah.
Wow, Link.
Yeah. Must be nice to be able to pay attention while you do that.
Oh. EDD must be really bad.
You have no idea how much it fucking sucks, man.
Is your one requirement for this match just defeat the Brock thing?
Well, I had to get to him first by doing like the other requirements that are things like defeat or like capture the objective so that it opens the door to get to the other objective. What a cool non-linear mission we've created for you.
Yay. And there's a bunch of moblins around you.
Yeah, so this is called Vicious Enemies, and it basically just like infinitely spawns other big enemies while you're doing it.
Okay, so you kill the Stone Talus and don't die to all the other crap we're throwing at you.
Yeah, that's basically it.
I love that it's still not stunned. There we go. Yeah. Probably.
There we go. You know, I think I could still make the plan I have work. And if not, then I have fucking nothing. I have no idea what else to do. So I really hope I can make it work, because that would feel real nice.
Oh! So we finally did the Google Trend Maps last week. Or this week.
Ah, yes.
Which means that next week, it is time to start a new season of something. So...
Was that the last Google Trends map
I mean, it was
of the season?
I mean, it's only one per month,
Right.
so...
Yeah.
Yes, it is the last one until next month.
There should be a season finale type episode of it where just all three of us are on at the same time.
Oh gosh. And Mike could do that.
It would be horrible chaos.
It would. Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
Mm-hmm.
It's you! Yes!
Don't be a stranger.
I think we might be running out of steam.
I think we lost steam. Like, the valve was just open from the very beginning, and it wasn't like pointed in a direction. It was just the like depressurize because we're moving this thing and we don't want it full of steam. And I think it ran out like an hour ago. Well,
Yeah.
fortunately
We're all,
though,
like, tired.
Dom is done with that particular mission. So, we'll see you next time.
John, you literally said this as I was jumping into the next mission.
We'll see you
Son
next
of a
time.
Bitch! You were doing other things.
It's 10:30. I wasn't planning to stop.
Ugh.
Yeah, you know what? I was prepping the stuff that I would need for this mission.
Ugh. Rip.
Literally, like, as I'm just like turning to look at you on my monitor. It's like, as as I hit A, you're like, so, we'll see you next time. I was just like...
Alright, well, while he's doing that, time to do some guesser. Alright, sold a graphics card recently and 4 parts are not working condition. Buyer opened a not as described case for refund. Oh, 4 asterisks. Targeted pipe patent troll. Any blank sellers have experience? A.M. Sullivan Law. Auction format. Does anyone sell Magic the Gathering cards on blank?
eBay.
Yeah, eBay.
Probably eBay. Yep. Got it in 1.
Got it 1.
Could you go ahead and clear the scoreboard from last week? Or are we keeping that up?
We're gonna keep it up. POV. Yeah, it's got too busty to hide up there, so we're gonna keep it up here. POV, you entered a barbarian camp. Then it doesn't have the picture. There are no asterisks. Apparently there's a lore keeper you can beat. You can build an assassin. 70 days in a manhunter run. Robert the Red versus the Battle Brothers.
I recognize the name Robert the Red for some reason.
Norak the Destroyer. What is the QH with the two-handed and polearm tactic good for? Is this guy a hybrid or thrower or something else? Tried leading a horde of orcs into the black monolith, ended up fighting in a forest.
So it's some sort of fantasy RPG.
Yeah. That is primarily about orcs, it looks like.
My first guess would be For Honor, but I'm not very confident in it.
I don't think For Honor has orcs in it.
I did say I wasn't very confident.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm 10% sure in my guess. Get the fuck off of me, you fucking compliments.
Of blowing raspberries and doing militia things. What games have militias?
Not many that I know of.
I think we're gonna have to give up. Which sucks.
Yeah, and it's gonna be For Honor now that we do it.
Battle Brothers.
What is Battle Brothers?
No
I
idea.
don't know. Okay. Lots of pictures. Let me look for asterisks first. None? Okay. When your girlfriend cheats, but you paid for her floor. Taking a jackhammer to it. Alright. You're a dick. When you lock down Australians and they can't go to the pub.
I don't even know what's happening in the picture. Just a bunch of people standing.
Straight for the heart. This is probably a video, so. Be idiots fighting things. Yeah, these are all videos. Idiots on bikes. It's not idiots in cars, I think, because yeah, there's not going to be a car on this
that
cliff.
First one is specifically not including like a car or a vehicle of any sort.
But it's definitely about stupid people.
Yeah.
Nope.
Idiots on camera? Because these do all seem to be videos.
No.
That was a good guess, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't... If I was more familiar with Reddit, I'm sure I would know what this is. But I'm not.
Yeah, it seems like a very, like, not trophy subreddit, but, like, it'd be, like, one of many that shares a, like, naming convention.
Yeah, I bet this ends up on like, new or all pretty often. But I don't. I'll give up. Irrational madness. Okay, no, I've never heard of that. Alright, we got asterisks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 asterisks. Oh, that's... no. 9 asterisks. And it can be used as a noun, because it's the health of the blanker. What do blankers as machine learning experts do? Programmers? No. Because programmer ends in an R.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so does engineer. Are there any blank social media advertisers here? Alright, so it's... oof.
Due to blank graphic design.
Computer game.
What's your system for pricing projects? Here's mine. Pitching clients with crappy sites. It's definitely... seems to be like website, maybe? Or no, these are...
Hello?
These...
Excuse me? That Black Hinox just descended from heaven.
He did. I saw that. It was
And confirmed.
ridiculous. Yeah. And now he just has a tree. He created it from nowhere.
From the sky.
Yeah, where he came from.
Yeah.
Hey, you did it.
Maybe freelance or something? No.
No, because freelance
No.
is
Yeah.
a word that exists on here.
There's freelancing. Is freelance a word on
Oh, because
here?
it wouldn't have the...
Freelance is the right number of letters.
But would someone have written...
Yeah!
That's
Wait,
it.
really?
Yep.
So wait, does someone write freelance and then ER at the end of that? So there's 2 E's?
No, just R. It was always just R.
Oh, I thought you said ER.
Yeah.
Well, if I had listened, it would have been fine.
All right. Well, this is this is one of the stock ones.
Uh,
All right. 4 asterisks. So it's not GME or AMC.
it looks like it's like they say like what blank should I invest in? So it's like a type of stock.
Yeah.
Or like a group of them.
Mm-hmm.
Try REIT.
Nope.
You're here.
All right. So we have a picture here that has several 4-letter stock names.
Try.
It's
No,
it's
that won't
right
work.
there. Yes, I was thinking B of A, but That's B of A, Bank of America. So
Yeah.
could this be what bank should I invest in?
Oh, maybe.
Bought my first bank. 3
Okay.
VTI, 1 QQQ.
Shut the fuck
Okay,
up, then.
yeah. Not.
You're right, but God damn it.
All
I'm
right.
so mad. As soon as you started saying that, I saw what you were saying. I was like, oh, damn it.
Fund.
Hey guys, I bought my first bank today.
No, it's not fund. Shit.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
iShares closes up shop on 7 blank.
This is probably an industry term that neither of us remember, or none of us remember off the top of our head.
Best growth blank for a young person. Country
Blank value versus profitability.
Yeah. Dang.
I got nothing.
I got
Yeah,
nothing
I'm like
too.
looking up stock terms, and I'm just like, all of the 4-letter ones are like open, and I'm just like, that's not helpful.
No. And it's not loan either, because that's on here. And it's not hodl.
This
Man,
is either going to be something that we absolutely have never heard of in our life, or it was really obvious and we didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Unless
I
it's GTCO.
Nope. When I saw B of A up here, initially I just saw Bofa, and I was gonna make the Bofa D's nuts. It's not Bond.
Yes, r/D's nuts is about banking.
r/D's.
EFTs?
That's 3 letters.
EFTS.
Yeah, I said
Oh.
I pluralized it. But no, because I bought my first blank, so that wouldn't make sense.
No, he goes on to list 2 different groups of things. So bought my first 3
Oh, you're
EFT.
right.
First EFTs, 3 of this and 1 of that one. So that could have been right, except it's not.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. I appreciate making me feel better despite being incorrect.
It's not gonna be bull or bear.
Yeah, I thought of those.
Me too.
I liked them, but they don't work.
It's not gonna be debt. I know you could buy debt, but it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense for this.
I want to know what TQQQ could possibly. Okay, it's a stock.
Yeah, no, I knew that was a stock. I don't know what it is, but I knew it was a stock.
Are we allowed to Google things?
What are you gonna Google?
The names of some of these stocks?
Sure, go ahead. Since we're ending on this and we're already.
Can you do ETFs, not EFTs? Because I may have just misread it.
There we go. Yep, ETFs. You got it in 6.
I don't feel good about it. I saw some where like a different page just like or any other ETFs, and I was just like, hold on. I fucked up.
All right, well, thanks everyone for coming. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.